morning. Ozolike Mufinfla reporting for Wisdom Area Television. Arrest interim government plotters, APC PDP tells DSS. Federal government to sanction oil marketers at 633 die in oil operations. Federal government seeks arrest land support on internal security. The Presidential Campaign Councils of the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party have challenged the Department of State Services to get up with plotters of the interim national government. The councils, in separate interviews on Wednesday in Abuja, said the push for the ING was unconstitutional, adding that the plotters should be arrested. They spoke against the backdrop of a statement issued by the security agency that some people were plotting the ING. The DSS had earlier on Wednesday raised the alarm over a plot by some Nigerians to thwart the May 29 inauguration of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The DSS, in a statement in Abuja by its spokesman Dr. Peter Funaya, alleged that those behind the plot plan to undermine civil rule and force an interim government on the country. The security agency alleged that the plot was taking place after the peaceful conduct of the elections in most parts of the country. The DSS added that it would collaborate with PTC and other law enforcement agencies to ensure seamless inaugurations in May. Consequently, the service strongly warns those organizing to thwart democracy in the country to retract from their devious schemes and orchestrations. Commenting on the plot, the Director of Strategic Communications for the APC PCC, Idris Mohammed, said the DSS should arrest the plotters. Mohammed warned that the APC PCC would go all out to ensure nothing hinders a smooth swearing in of Tinubu. His position was shared by the chief spokesman for the PCC, Festus Keyamo, who noted the statement released by DSS was not different from an earlier alarm that he raised on potential incitement and subversive plots of some interim government proponents last week. Also, the PDP called on the DSS to immediately pick up for questioning the elements pushing for an ING. The party, through its Deputy National Publicity Secretary Ibrahim Abdullah, expressed worry that the security outfit are yet to arrest such persons for treason against the backdrop of the unconstitutionality of an interim government. However, the chief spokesperson for the Labour Party PCC, Yunus Satanko, said Nigerians should not be intimidated by the threat of the DSS. He wondered why it took the security agency this long to start taking proactive measures to prevent chaos when the entire country was seized by ballot snatchers and thugs at the just concluded general elections. He challenged the security agency to arrest people behind the plot if it had verifiable facts. It was also gathered that besides the statement it issued, the security agency had put the interim government plotters under watch. A top official of the DSS said the identified persons were not untouchable, adding that they could face a treasonable charge if arrested. Also, a former director of the DSS, Mike Ejiofor, said planning to install an interim government is a crime against the state. The federal government on Wednesday raised the alarm over the rising cases of deadly incidents in filling stations, depot, and by tanker drivers, which have claimed about 633 lives in less than 4 years. It vowed to sanction culpable oil marketers operating in the downstream sector over their poor management of health, safety, and environment, particularly when transporting and offloading petroleum products. A representation by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority at a meeting with petroleum product transporters and retailers in Abuja on Wednesday indicated that a total of 633 fatalities were recorded in the downstream oil sector in 2018, 2021, and 2022 to date. Although the representation did not capture the figures for 2019 and 2020, it indicated that the facilities were caused by 388 incidents. Condemning the development, the North Central Regional Coordinator of NMDPRA, Mahajida Abdul Kadir, said the authority would recommend the HSE's technical audit, of which the outcome would be used to liaison with other directorates in the issuance of various licenses. The HSE technical audit will evaluate the adequacy of the HSE requirements, competency, and training of staff engaged by the operators. This will no longer be business as usual. It is now safety first. The NMDPAR will ensure that the aspirations of the federal government by passing the PIA, that is the Petroleum Industry Act, is achieved. The law has provided in clear terms that in case of negligence by any operator, such operator would be sanctioned accordingly. Abdul Kadir, however, stated that the aim of government was not to sanction operators, but to ensure that operations were run in a safe manner to protect people, assets, and the environment, which was the reason for the engagement with oil marketers and transporters on Wednesday. Abdulkadir explained that the purpose of the discussion on HSE was to call for the sound management of HSE in the transportation of petroleum products, operations in the downstream sector. The NMDPAR official said the authority was engaging operators to forestall the dangers and risks posed by unwholesome practices and non-compliance to statutory provisions with respect to HSE in the transportation of petroleum products, including gas. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, sought for the cooperation of Ireland on internal security in Nigeria. This is contained in a statement issued by the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations in the Ministry, Afonja Ajibola, on Wednesday in Abuja. Ajibola said that the minister made the request when the Irish ambassador to Nigeria, Peter Ryan, paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. Aregbesola said that because of the ministry's desire to strengthen internal security, he felt there was need to establish the National Institute for Domestic Security in the country. The minister added that the proposed institute will be a training ground for the training top-notch security officers. He therefore solicited the support of the Irish government in realizing the project, which he said was very dear to him as a minister. According to him, the project is conceived by his ministry as an institution for interaction and collaboration between all security agencies. The National Institute for Domestic Security is a project, an initiative of Interior Ministry, which will be saddled with the responsibility of providing a forum for interaction between all top-rank security personnel in managing internal security, he stated. The minister commended the Ireland for its legacy in education and moral instruction carried out through the Catholic missionaries. Earlier, Ryan thanked the minister for receiving him despite his short notice and assured him of his country's assistance on security. The headlines again: arrest interim government plotters, APC PDP. Arrest interim government plotters, APC PDP tells DSS. Federal government to sanction oil marketers at 633 die in oil operations. Federal government seeks Irish Bank support on internal security. Thank you for staying tuned. I am Odeleke Mufin Folua.